Hello everyone, welcome to chapter number 14 of English Grammar series by Wren and Martin. In today's discussion, we will be talking about articles. When we were discussing about the parts of speech, at that time we said that there are some words that are called articles and they have different functions. So in today's discussion, we will be exploring the different kinds of articles and how those articles can be used and how they function in communicating their meanings. So let's start with the definitions and these things. So some articles we have the adjectives a or an and the are usually called articles. They're working as adjectives as well. They're really demonstrative adjectives. And how do they function and what are they called? Let's see. There are two kinds of articles, like two articles, a or an, and with that we have the, right? A, an, or the. That is what two articles we have. A or an is called the indefinite articles. We are calling a and an as indefinite article. Why? Because it usually leaves indefinite the person or thing spoken of. As a doctor, that is means any doctor. If I am saying a doctor, I am not specifying any person, like indefinite person or a common person. So it means that is called indefinite article. And this the is also called the definite articles. Now indefinite and definite articles, the is called definite articles. Why? Because it is normally points out some particular person or thing. If you are using definite articles, it means you're referring to any particular thing. Or sometimes we said that definite article is understood or it is already mentioned. How? He saw the doctor. Now here if someone is saying that he saw the doctor means that the doctor is already known. He is the specific doctor. The indefinite article is used before single countable nouns, for example, a book, an orange, a girl. The definite article is used before singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. Right? How? We can say the book or we can say the books, like singular and plural countables, and uncountables as well, like the milk, right? The cheese, the hair. So these are uncountable nouns. Let's talk about a or an, how they are used. The choice between a and an is determined by the sound. So it means that whenever you're looking at using a or an, then you have to use or look at the initial sound. How? Before a word beginning with vowel, a sound an is used as an enemy, an ink spade, an orange, an umbrella, an hour, an honest man, an heir. So these words, their initial sounds are starting with vowel sounds. And whenever a word starts with vowel sound and that is singular, countable, it means that we are using we are using an with that very vowel sound. It will be noticed that the word are, honest, air begin with a vowel sound as the initial consonant H is not pronounced. So it means that the H here is silent word. So the initial sounds become vowel. And then we have before a word beginning with a consonant sound A is used. Whenever any word starts with a consonant sounds, we are using a boy, a reindeer, a woman, a yard, a horse, a hole. So it means that also a university, a union, a European, a EU, a unicorn, a useful article. So it means that their initial sound is like U sound. The initial words university, union begin with a consonant sound, that of U. So U is sound is a consonant sound, right? We also say a 1 rupee note. Such a one a one-eyed man. So here the initial sounds are consonant because one begins with the consonant sound W, right? Some native speakers use an N before words beginning with H if the first syllable is not stressed. An hotel and historical. So this is not that much relevant in modern grammar, so we will not go in depth. The use of definite article, right? The use of definite article. The article the is used when we talk about particular person. For example, if you are saying the book you want is out of print, it means that which book? The book that you want. So it means that this is already understood. You better know the context. If you are saying let's go to the park in the town. Here the park is showing that a nearby park, which is already known. The girl cried, it means that we are talking or we are already mentioning about any girl. When a noun is singular, it meant to represent a whole class. At that time, we have to use definite article. The cow is a useful animal. Here, I am not saying one cow. I am saying all the species of cow. Right? The cow is a useful animal. Or we may say cows are useful animals. Both are right. The horse is a noble animal. The cat loves comfort. The rose is the sweetest of all flowers. The banyan is a kind of fig tree. Don't say a kind of fig trees. That is a common error. Right? If you are using a with that, it will be a common error. Let's see some more examples. The noun man and women can be used in general sense without articles, right? Without either article. We cannot use article. Woman is man's mat. But in present day English, a man and a woman or men and women are more usual. A man is more sensitive than a woman. A man, sorry. Before some proper nouns like kind of places, for example, we have oceans and seas, we should say the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and some seas, the Black Seas, Black Sea, and these kind of things, right? Some rivers, the Ghana, the Nile, the Indus, the Ravi. So these are what? The sea rivers. With rivers, we have to use definite article. And some canals as well, like Suez Canal, the Suez Canal, or what other canals are. Deserts, like the Sahara Desert, the Third Desert, or any other desert. The group of islands, the West Indies. So islands can be also used with the definite articles. If you're talking about mountain ranges, it means the Himalayas, the Alps, the Karakoram. So these are also using definite articles. You have to put the with these. A few names like countries which include words like republic and kingdom, the Irish Republic, the United Kingdom, and also the Ukraine, the Netherlands, and its seat of government, the Hague, right? So sometimes they are also using with the Islamic Republic of Pakistan when there is republic, the Islamic Republic of Iran. So before the names of certain books like the Vedas, the Puranas, the Iliad, the Ramayana. But sometimes we are saying that Homer's Iliad, Valmiki's Ramayana. So it means that with these books we are not using articles. Like in English we have some exceptions. So sometimes we use, sometimes we don't use. The names of unique things of their kind. For example, the sun, the sky, the earth, the sea, like that's what we are using. Proper nouns when it is qualified by an adjective or defining adjectival clause. For example, when we have adjective clause at that time we need to use it. Like the great Caesar, the immortal Shakespeare. Sometimes we say the poet of the East, right? The Mr. Roy whom you met last night is my uncle. With superlatives as well, we are using, for example, the darkest, the brightest, the warmest, and then we also said the best, right? With ordinals, the first, the second, the third, the ninth chapter of the book is very interesting. And then sometimes we are also using with musical instruments as well. How? He can play the flute. Can you play the drum? Right? When will you play the piano? So it means that with musical instruments we are using the. Before an adjective, when the noun is understood, the poorer. Like when I said in one of our discussions, when we discussed using adjective as a noun. So whenever we are putting the with any adjective, it becomes the whole class, right? The poor are always with us. So here we are using plural, are, were. And sometimes when we want to give emphasis to for the force of a superlative, right? Before a noun with emphasis to give the force of a superlative. Why? The verb is the word. So why I'm using the word? Because I want to focus more. The chief word in a sentence. Verb is very important in a sentence. So that's why I can say that the verb is the word in a sentence. As an adverb with comparatives. Sometimes we say the more, the merrier, the more the merrier, by how much more, by how much the merrier. So it means the more they get, the more they want. And sometimes with language we often say, the more you speak, the more you learn. So this is all about our articles where we discussed definite article, indefinite article, and we talked about the usage of definite articles. In our next lecture, we will be talking about the use of indefinite articles. Thank you so much.